How Aaron Rodgers feels about Tom Brady retiring. Today we're going to talk about how Aaron Rodgers feels about Tom Brady retiring. Let's get right into it. Aaron Rodgers, quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, recently took first place in the Pebble Beach Pro-Am and has since been the subject of several news stories. The four-time NFL Most Valuable Player recently made an appearance on the Pat McAfee Show, where he shed even more light on his much-anticipated decision on whether or not he will continue playing professional football or retire. Rodgers believes that going on a darkness retreat for 4 days immediately after the Super Bowl would provide him with the clarity he needs to make a final decision. Rodgers remarked that he views this experience as an opportunity to do a little self-reflection in some isolation. Specifically, he referred to the time away from the team as some isolation. After this, he feels that he will be in a lot better position to make a choice once and for all. He went on to say that a few of his close friends had been through this and had deep experiences as a result. Rodgers described the upcoming retreat as sensory deprivation isolation and stated that it would be in complete darkness for 4 days and nights. He went on to explain that the experience would simulate the effects of the drug DMT and could potentially lead to hallucinations. With a touch of humor, the 39-year-old 18-season NFL veteran added that he expected to have hallucinations where he sees himself as Nick Cage. Rodgers emphasized that the retreat would not be in nature, but instead would take place at a house. They'll drop food and drink through a slot, and there is a bathroom, Rodgers said, describing the conditions of the retreat. He will be confined in the house for 4 days and nights, after which he will emerge. According to NFL.com, if Rodgers decides to ask for a trade after his retreat, the team is reportedly willing to accommodate his request. In case he is traded, the Packers would need to restructure his contract for salary cap purposes. The New York Jets, who recently hired former Packers offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett as their new offensive coordinator, have reportedly expressed interest in acquiring the four-time NFL MVP, according to ESPN. Given the team's top 5 defense in 2022, Jets owner Woody Johnson has described a veteran quarterback as the missing piece for the team. On February 7th, Rodgers acknowledged that he is for sure contemplating playing football, despite his recent success in golf. He revealed that he had scheduled the darkness retreat for several months, indicating that it was a planned event. The MVP of Super Bowl 45 stated that the recent retirements of Tom Brady and JJ Watt, both likely first-ballot Hall of Famers like himself, will not affect his decision-making process. These two legends are expected to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2028, 5 years after their retirements. And Rodgers is likely to join them in Canton, Ohio, if he decides to retire from the sport. The idea that I wouldn't want to share the stage with Tom Brady and JJ Watt is ridiculous, Rodgers declared. That is already going to be an incredible Hall of Fame class. Their decisions don't impact my own decision. I have a ton of respect for Tom Brady and what he's accomplished. It doesn't feel like there's going to be a change of heart this time, he says. Despite the speculation surrounding his future, Rodgers emphasized that the possibility of playing for another team ultimately depends on the Green Bay Packers front office. He signed a 3-year contract extension worth $150 million with the Packers last season. I'm under contract with the Packers. People forget that, Rodgers reminded the public. That fact gets lost in the conversation. During his conversation with McAfee on Tuesday, Rodgers' thoughts on Super Bowl 57 between the Kansas City Chiefs and Philadelphia Eagles were not overshadowed. He made a point to start his analysis of the big game by emphasizing the strength of the Eagles' offensive line. With all 5 starting offensive linemen selected to the Pro Bowl and rankings in the top 3 for pass blocking grade, first with 83.8, and run blocking grade, third with 76.1, according to Pro Football Focus, this unit boasted exceptional abilities. Additionally, center Jason Kels and right tackle Lane Johnson, both first-team All-Pro selections, were among the offensive linemen with the 4 lowest pressure rates allowed and at least 500 pass blocking snaps. The Packers quarterback then described the path for Chiefs quarterback and fellow State Farm pitchman Patrick Mahomes to come out victorious, which he said hinges on Mahomes' ability to get going quickly. KC has to get ahead early and play from the lead, Rodgers said. That gives them the best chance to be a little more one-dimensional. Philly will still run the ball, and if they can control the line of scrimmage, they should win. Pat Mahomes is such a dynamic player, and if he gets hot and they go up and down the field and make Philly one-dimensional, that could be the recipe to win. I really think they, KC, need to get ahead early, likely by 2 scores. When informed that the Eagles were favored by 1.5 points, with approximately 76% of bets favoring Philadelphia. Rodgers made a seemingly innocent comment. "Vegas seems to be pretty right on about a lot of their stuff," he said. Rodgers is currently bound to the Green Bay Packers by his contract, and his decision on whether to continue playing football, regardless of the team, will likely be made after he completes his 4-day retreat in darkness after the conclusion of Super Bowl 57. That's all for today, and we'll be sure to catch you all in the next one.